Give us some feedback on your freshman, sophomore, and junior seasons at EC playing basketball.
Sophomore year was pretty good, man. I got to practice, was on varsity. Got to practice with a lot of those guys, man, to get better, especially with my man Will Puckett, man. He aggressive guy, man, back then, real aggressive, man, you know what I'm saying? But if he saw something in you, he knew you could play, he expected you to play that way all the time. And you want to kind of always be around a guy like that, man. And not just Will, but, Wayne Jackson too, man. He helped bring me along as well, Always wanted me to be tough, you know what I'm saying? Always wanted me to be tough. And a lot of times I didn't like the way them guys came at me, but at this point, looking at
how they come at you though? How?
I mean, just when I'm not saying like in a negative manner, but coming at you like, look, man, this is what you're supposed to do. This is what you can do. This is what you're supposed to do. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? And not always nice the way I just put it. But,
gotcha.
As I look back on it now, it was only to make me better. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, when guys know you can play, man, they're trying to pull that out you, and it's kind of disappointing when you don't play up to your potential. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, it was great working with them guys because it did me some good, man. Especially working with them two guys, man, because they was always aggressive in practice. I mean, that was the team at that point.
Yeah.
Will, Wayne, I think Dave was on the team. Of course, Sheiky. Those was the returning guys from an awesome team in '94. So
Marcus Boykin too, and all them guys.
Yeah,
right?
Marcus Boykin was on there. But the main guys, Will and Wayne and Sheiky.
Yeah.
Them was the main guys, man. And just being around it, like I said, they brought me along. Got me ready for junior and senior year before they left.
Yeah. Now you're a junior. Now it's you're getting older now. It's getting close to prime time for you. Your junior and senior season.
Right.
That year, we had a new addition to our school, Bob Smith.
Right.
Came to the play. Just kind of give the feedback on your junior season with that group of guys: Bob Smith, Trey Morris, John Jones, yourself, Chris Woods. I can go on. I'm not going all day, but just kind of give some feedback on that.
Wow, '96, man. I gotta say it wasn't Central's best year.
As far as talent wise.
Talent wise, we were there talent wise.
But I hear that team was probably one of the least talented teams that they had in a while.
Certain elements because we had some knuckleheads on the team, man. It was no order. It was very little structure on that '96 team, man. A lot of guys, in and out, eligibility-wise, in and out. And it was disappointing. But we had some bright spots. We knew what we was going into the following year. We still had Big Will. We still had Woods. We still had Bob, And Bob was, going through his stages of things, just being a newcomer and coming in and taking the spot, But we had some bright spots, man, and we had some unfortunate things that happened. I believe Weenie at the time was a real good guard. Man.
Yeah, he was.
Could really play, but he had an unfortunate accident which caused him to miss a series of games, and it opened the door for Bob. And one of the things that I've learned here in East Chicago is when you get an opportunity, you don't give it up. Those practices were intense. The practices the year before, the practices afterward, especially in '97, the practices were so intense. Your spot could be gone in a minute. You had guys that was gonna come in and play. So either you was gonna play or you was gonna have to sit.
Yeah.
One of those type deals. But like I said, '96 was disappointing, man. And then,
how did you do as an individual on that team?
Individually, I think I did pretty well, but I've never. The one thing I can admit about myself is that I've never been one of those guys that just be an individual player. I like to play with the team, and in my opinion, I can't even say I did well and the team's doing bad. That's just not one of my deals. Like I said, '96 was just it was good for that year to be over. When it was over, I was glad for it to be over.
So that season ended with y'all losing the sectionals to Hammond High.
Yeah, we did make it to the sectional championship in '96. We did kind of get it together at the end. We made it to the sectional championship, and we ended up losing.
Yeah.
But it was, honestly speaking, it was a game we should have lost.
Okay. What parts of your game improved from your junior season to your senior season, going into your senior season?
My outside game improved a lot. During the summer months, a lot of us that was on the team, me, Wood, Will, Bob, Ezell Moore, we played AAU with SYL. So, Doc would go and try to get the best team. And on the team I played on with Big Will, and then we had two other big guys from Gary, Brandon Donaldson and somebody else. I couldn't play down low, so I had to play a wing. I had to play a wing spot. And it just developed me even more from the outside, the jump shot, learning when to head fake and drive. I did a lot of that our senior year. And I did a lot of it in AAU. And I did really well. Being recruited, I was recruited heavily because of that. Because I could shoot and dribble, and smart enough to pass the ball.
Gotcha. Yeah, I was going to ask you about the recruiting aspect of it, because now you're going into your senior season, and it's kind of like put up and shut up as far as going to schools. Give me your mindset and going into your senior year and being recruited.
Going into my senior year being recruited, it was awesome for me, man. I was on a roller coaster ride. I had done, have been performing really well during the first two previous seasons of playing varsity, but the main reason for my scholarship was AAU. It was complete freedom. In a lot of the tournaments we went to, you couldn't play zone. You had to play man-to-man, so that made it even better. I think Kentucky Prep was like that. And, just the recruitment letters were just coming in from all kinds of schools, man. Loyola, got a couple letters from Tennessee. Man, they was coming in from all over the place. I was really excited. I had a couple of visits from coaches to come over. And like I said, it was a roller coaster ride, man. It was amazing. That's the type of stuff you see on TV.
Yeah.
I wasn't used to that. And then even the start of practice, and it wasn't just me, it was the other guys on the team that was being heavily recruited also. And we had one practice, man, we had about 20 coaches. I think we had just started conditioning, but we were able to play upstairs in our senior season. We had about 15 coaches. I think that was the first time ever in Central history that had even happened, where you had 15 Division I coaches watching a conditioning practice.
Yeah.
It was pretty awesome, man. I think it made the coaches feel pretty good, but that the credit for that goes to Doc Dine, Coach Money, who helped us out with that, and then just the performance of the other guys, as well as myself, man. Will, Wood, Bob, Jobby Gillis. The team was stacked.
I know, that's what I was talking about. How is it, and I asked Woods and everybody's the same kind of question, how is it playing on a team where you got maybe 8 to 9 Division I players? And any given game, anybody can blow up and hit 20, 25, 30. Is it fun playing on a team like that, or sometimes can be frustrating?
Oh, it's fun until you start losing. Honestly speaking, it's fun until you start losing, man. That team was great, man. Everybody had to come with it, man. Every practice, and like I said, every practice was intense. We had the younger guys coming in, being a senior at that point, you had the younger guys coming in who were sophomores.
Rick Wright, Jobby,
Udi.
Yeah.
These were, individuals that, on any given night could take your spot, know. And so you had to come with it, man. And playing with them guys, man, it made it fun, because when you were beating teams, you were beating teams. It was games where we have everybody on the bench and scoring. We blow teams out and everybody have 8, 6, 5.
Yeah.
And it was more than a couple of games like that, man. And that's why to this day I believe, no one on our team averaged double figures because of that. It's just in an 8-minute quarter with that many players on your team that is that talented, it's just not enough balls to go around. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Woods could get you 12 points off the boards easy. You know what I'm saying? And If Will had his game going, once he got his game going, he'd get you 15 easy down the low. You know, Bob from the outside, Troy Acre from the outside. You have Jobby come in and get you 8, 9 assists, you know, off the bench, and to go along with 8, 9 points, you know. The list goes on, you know what I'm saying? That team, without a doubt, and you know, people could disagree with me all they want to. That was the most talented team to ever go through Central High School. Probably there will never be another team to go through Central High School like that. Were there other teams with more heart than us? Yes. The '94 team with Will and Wayne and Pete and all them guys, they had, you know, without a doubt, had more heart. But beyond that first 5, they had nothing. You know, well, I don't want to say that because Carl was a really good player off the bench too, but they only went about 6.
As far as overall talent.
Yeah, as far as overall talent. I mean, they didn't go as far as maybe 6 deep off the bench. You know what I'm saying? But our team, man, you could take our 5 off the floor and put a whole new 5 on the floor. And you're not losing anything. You ain't losing anything down low. You're not losing anything in the backcourt, other than maybe experience from having played a season or 2 at the varsity level. But other than that, I loved it. I loved every minute of that team. And then we were all close. And that was a difference. I think that made the difference with us being as good as we were. I mean, we did all type of activities together after the game. Man, we go bowling. We go hit a couple parties, things of that nature. Most of us played in the same AAU organization other than Rick and Hoogie. They played with Speaks. But everybody else played with Doc, so we saw it, you know, we were with each other all summer long, going to different tournaments, practicing against each other all summer, you know, for different tournaments and things of that nature. And that's what the difference was when the start of our senior year, with our, you know, our confidence and our talent and all of that, you know. And we hit the ground running. I think, I still think, and I'm not sure, don't quote me, but we still have the record for most games won without a loss.
Yeah, y'all won about 16, 17 straight.
We won about, I think we went 14-0 before we lost the game. I don't think any other team that has come through Central has done it. So we set some records.